One of the big findings of our study has been the importance of semi-retirement. Increasingly, baby boomers are not going straight from full-time work into full-time being a pensioner. They're going through a semi-retirement phase. We discovered in our survey that 1 in 5 baby boomers are now in some form of work despite being over age 65.
I was fully employed as a stockbroker. I retired 10 years ago, didn't do anything for a while, and then I got back into work because of my circumstances. I'm divorced, don't have any children, I've got nothing to do, so it helped me to keep the grey matter going, and it's really something to do, really, and I enjoy it.
There comes a point when I'll have had enough, and financially I don't think most people get to the point where they say, well, I've got enough and I'm going to stop now. You have to decide, well, I'm going to stop now regardless of what I've got.
I don't think I ever really wanted to retire. In fact, it's something I've been quite frightened of over the years. I could never imagine a life without work, because I think to a very large extent in our society, particularly if you've been a bit successful, you're defined by your work.
Something could happen in the next 2 years that would affect my health and affect me being able to work and affect my situation at home as well. So there's all those sort of unknown factors that may come into play that you can't cater for. So I'm hoping to retire at 65 in the same way I was hoping to retire at 50. It didn't happen. I carried on. But by 65 I think I'll know that I've been working long enough, and if I'm still in the circumstances I am now, that'll be it.
The semi-retirement doesn't come easily though. Typically what we are seeing is that people are thrown out of the labour market in some form of job shock, typically redundancy or closure of the firm that they've been working for.
When they cut the hours, I was about 59. Of course the age for retiring had gone up, and I was forecast to retire at 66. It's something I didn't really want to do.
But the last time that I was made redundant, which was in 2009, I then, rather than being able to do job seekers allowance, I was advised that I would have to go on pension credits, which I didn't actually think I was going to be granted because I had this deferred company pension. But they did actually grant me that, and it was fairly generous.
By selling my house, which had increased in equity, and buy something somewhere else, a cheaper area, so I could fund up to my retirement, probably two years, by what I made on the house, and then after that, when I do retire at 66, have my state pension.
With the first couple of redundancies I had a quite large redundancy package, and I always say, I'm going to put aside. For a couple of times I did, and after, instead, little by little, I've been able to pay only other, financial issues that I had. But now I believe that is, after my last experience of redundancy that is recent, I have to be more careful. So I start to consider more carefully my future.
The reason that we've undertaken this study of the baby boom generation, and in particular their walk through into retirement, is to try and shed some light onto the situation so as to help the product providers and the financial advisors that are dealing directly with the baby boomer generation.